All right, welcome to the start of the 27-28 Carolina Panthers GM mode rebuild. Starting with free agency, I will go over who I resigned and who I'm currently targeting in free agency. Let me make sure I've saved this. Mm, Sometimes I do funky shit, but all right. So let's go over the roster real quick. Oh, you know what we should probably do? First off, should probably go over regression. So progression and regression using what's called in this mod for PC. Let me see if I can't grab this window and move it over. There we go. Okay. So basically, this mod, you have to download this called My Franchise Tool Hub. And I'm sure that you can do a whole bunch of things that I just don't do. But basically, the one thing I use it for is for what's called the progression tool at the start of the preseason. You can do it once a year apparently, but it recommends to do this preseason week one, as it says down there. It basically replaces the XP system with a model, blah blah blah. Um, it just it just uses like different factors, algorithms to progress your players at the start of the season. Now, what I do in hold on, let's see this week. What I do during the staff week is progression and regression based on stats for the entire league. So we run that. Then because they rehired coaches, we run a tool that matches the playbooks with the coaches. It kind of explains here, how that works. Then there's assignability so that players who are superstar or X Factor ratings get their additional abilities assigned to them instead of just remaining blank. Then you run the remove all injuries, which you don't really have to, but I guess it does help in with other AI controlled teams that they don't basically ignore injuries when drafting a player. So the downside to it is if someone got injured for a long period of time towards the end of the season, it's basically just you're starting the next year with a blank slate, which I don't mind. This tool right here, the motivations generator, basically I think is more realistic than the Madden vanilla game, where it changes a player's motivations based on different factors, as far as if they're young, they're looking for a starting role, things like that. Now the clear cap space, which I didn't last season, but I ran it this season. And the reason why I didn't last season because I didn't have a problem with how Madden dealt with the cap, but um, I ran it this season, and I guess what it does is it recognizes players on teams that are cap casualties and cuts them if it can save the team money, and then it restructures contracts. I you can't a lot of these tools you can basically pick select or deselect user controlled teams, like in my case it's the Carolina Panthers, which I did for match playbooks, assign abilities, and cap space. So however, all that did was it still restructured contracts for the Panthers, but it didn't cut the players that it would have projected to cut. So, with that said, we ended up with extra cap space, which I'm okay with. I just don't know how it's going to affect next season, and I can show you once we get to like team salaries here. But what happened I'll go over quick what how all the players progressed and regressed. So Jatavian Sanders improved by 3 overall. Moten improved by 3, Scorton by 2, Umen Mielen by 2, Wallace, that was a big one, by 8, which was nice to see. McCollum, Merrig regressed. Um, McCollum by 3 overall, and Merrick by, what is that, 4 overall. And then Fitzgerald improved, the kicker. So I was kind of worried Bryce Young would regress, um, but he did not. So that kind of gives you like a quick look at where we stand now after running the Stats Matter tool, which progresses and regresses based on stats. With that said, Daniel Jones is a free agent. Bryce Young I have put on the trade block. I do plan on taking a rookie quarterback and signing a quarterback with free agency. Mainly because I need at least two, and probably going to get trade offers for Bryce. So I'll be open to those. Um, Basically, the only change that's going to happen here is I'm surprised Taylor didn't get progression, but he seems to be a 92 with, and I don't know what these morale points. There's a +6, so he's technically like what, an 86 overall. Um, but Chuba Hubbard, and he didn't regress. He just has less morale points. So what's I put Chuba on trade block. Now what happened with the cap space tool, because I guess we restructured his contract. Now that if I trade him, I'm actually going to lose money, which I guess I don't have to trade him. I could always keep him there. He's just become kind of useless in this franchise. He doesn't do anything for me when he's in the game, and I regret having played him. It was that bad. Um, I'm telling you, Brooks would have played better every snap he got than Hubbard did. There was very little to get excited about with Chuba in this franchise, and ETN didn't really take any snaps as a running back, just kick returner. So Chuba's on the trade block. No changes here, no regression, no progression that I can recall. Um, I don't know if I'm going to make any changes here. I've been looking at the draft and priorities and value, and I don't really think that there's a wide receiver. There might be one, but it would be late first round. There might be someone I'm kind of looking at, but it's kind of going to come down to, is there another position I want to fill there? Whereas right now I'm okay with these guys going into the next season, even if it means like not having a star guy really show up. But they're still young. There's still a chance that when I run the progression tool, that they might get we might get a little lucky and they might progress a lot in the off season. Tight end, Tremble is a current free agent. I do not plan to resign him. I was looking at the tight ends of free agency and there was no one, so that tells me I probably should target someone in the draft. I forgot I re-signed him, but it's not much gonna. It's not gonna be if I see two guys in the draft, I'll probably cut this guy. But the first one would be kind of like a second or challenger to Tavian Sanders, which I may not need. So maybe it'd be more like a second string guy. And then Evans might be the third, or maybe the rookie's the third. I don't know. I'll have to see if it's worth using a draft pick on one. As much as we throw to the guy, I wouldn't mind getting a guy here, even if he's second. Evans hasn't really progressed, um, and he hasn't shown me like that trucking ability, that get upfield, break a tackle. I'm hoping to kind of see that, but I don't know. I kind of want some excitement here. And then I'll be looking for like a blocking tight end to maybe replace him and be like more of an H back. That's what Oust is. He's just filling a role at tight end because you require three, and I have a fourth there in case there's an injury. I don't have to move anyone around. Okay, Moten is only listed as left tackle here because of the scheme fit. He's a pass blocking guy, but he plays right tackle. He did progress a little bit. He's under contract. As it stands right now, the guy's going to retire a Panther. Brady Christensen's under contract, and he's kind of like a fallback left tackle right for us right now. I am I have a target in free agency for a guy at left tackle, pass blocking guy. Younger than Christensen, and then I would not be surprised if I throw at least one dart, maybe two at the in the draft because I really want to get this left tackle position going. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my mindset a little bit here. I may sign some free agents even if I draft a guy as opposed to one or the other. Or let me reword that. I may draft a guy that I signed a free agent on. And what I may do is actually start the rookies. And if they start to piss me off or I see that they're struggling, then I'll go and put in the higher priced free agent. So I'm kind of going to do that to see if just how badly I need to go get away from this overall rating and really just focus on who's playing well. Okay, Nick Scorton's a good case in point there. Maybe and then Umen Mielen this last year. You know, uh, they were both rated lower than DJ Wanham and performed better than him. Not Wanham performed well, but maybe that could happen at positions like left tackle. Cornerback is another one I'm thinking about. I may not even need to draft a cornerback there. I have guys, but we'll get there. Ickey's left guard, and right now, as well as he did once I moved him to left guard with all the pancakes he served up, um, man, he might be an all pro. That was a really good move. It just and Brady played better at left tackle. I'm really starting to think that when you do slow sim, players that scheme fits actually matter. The only difference would be Moten kind of playing right tackle, but he's technically on paper a left tackle. I just have him on the depth chart at right tackle. So I don't know if there's any truth or validity to it. I just I don't know. I'm starting to think there might be something to it. If they fit your scheme, like you see that little what a little purple icon thing there, like they will play better um, if they're in a position that fits your scheme. So because Brady certainly played better at left tackle than Icky. Um, Even though Icky was rated higher, I think Icky might have been like an 84 or something like that. All right, Damian Lewis is on the trade block. He's going to save us 12.2 million if we cut him or trade him. So don't need him really. Sure wouldn't doesn't hurt to have a backup should we get someone injured at the guard position, but I think we have so with that said, I may want to start Mokofisi next season. He's a scheme fit. Start him over Mays, and if he frustrates me, then put Mays in. Robert Hunt. Both these guys are scheme fits. Robert's going to stick around. I think this is his last year on his contract. I guess we'll take a look at it. But if we've got a guard who's younger at some point, if I get one in this draft or the next draft, then I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. Right now, he's our starter, and then um, we have these two rookies we drafted last year who are basically just backups to Moten or wherever they're needed on the line. So I guess what that tells me is because in this scheme, every offensive line position is power except the left tackle, which is pass. So all I really have is two guys at pass protection. I need to find a third, and that's why I'm targeting a free agent, and I'll probably target one in the draft in case the rookie can be better than all of them. Left end, defensive end as a whole. So let's just look at all three of these positions: left end, right end, defensive tackle. I want 7 guys there. Um, so Brown's going to be 1. Benton's going to be 2. Jackson's 3. The Jackson Jr. and Jackson is so that's 4. Um, so I could potentially get up to like 3 guys, and it would probably be a mixture of. I have one guy targeted in free agency, so that guy could maybe bump Crumity out. I'll be looking at the draft, um, and if when all is said and done, I like what I can. I like what I see and can get rid of Wharton, which I'm not striving to do, but if it's better for the long term, then I will. But right now, Wharton's on the roster unless something happens in the draft. Because I don't think in the free agent, the guy I'm targeting free agency isn't going to kick him out. Um, well, oh yeah. So and no, I'm sorry. There's also a nose tackle I'm targeting in the draft. It's the only nose tackle I see in the entire draft, and he's like a projected what sixth or fifth round pick. So I'm probably going to target him unless the only thing that would stop me would be as if like a strength rating is like an F or something like that. But usually it doesn't happen when you have those nose tackle types. So Bobby Brown is on the trade block. I don't anticipate getting any um, offers for him because I think just loosely, I actually think Jackson Jr. played better than Bobby Brown. I saw us we played the run a lot better. Um, Bobby Brown, like I think he's going to do wonders for us in real life in this coming real life NFL season. But in this franchise, he's not living up to my current expectations as the stout nose tackle, 300 fatty pound guy that I like. Okay, no real changes here. I mean, Snyder was a pleasant surprise. I think he played well um, as a rookie backup edge rusher, and he's got mobility. I would not be surprised if he's a longtime Panther on this franchise. It would be, he's just I can move him anywhere, middle linebacker, um, and even like big nickel. So yeah, I like him a good amount. Um, I'm excited for him. Doesn't fit the size mo that I like or profile, but he's got speed. He's got change of direction for a defensive player. Um, he's got coverage ability. So yeah, he's a I like him. All right. Um, I re-signed to a 2-year contract Tremaine Edmonds. I was close to not doing so, but I think what kind of leaned me towards re-signing him, I guess two things was he has that ability that should I need an edge guy, should someone get injured at left or right outside linebacker, I can move him from middle linebacker. So he's just flexible that way. He can go back and forth. Um, yeah, and I don't know. In looking at, I'm kind of picky with my middle linebackers. I am going to target one. In looking at free agency, there was no one I liked. No one at any linebacker position that I could felt like I could play there. So I'm kind of glad that I resigned him when I did. He's not, what is he like 2 point something a million a year. And then the other thing that kind of set me over the edge was like, I think towards the end there he played better. But first half of the season, I was not impressed. I was somewhat a little disappointed after being excited to have signed him in last free agency period. All right. Cornerback, McCollum regressed, but this is where I think I have guys in Dotson and Prysock who are they both star ratings? This guy's no. Did he used to be? I don't think he used to be. This guy's a star rating now. Okay, so I may get a little crazy here. I may sign. I have one targeted in free agency. It's actually I went high priced. Um, and instead of starting him alongside Horn, I may start Prysock with the star rating. Or if one guy falls to me in the draft, I may start the young guy next to Horn. Sorry, other side of Horn, and if and just see how he progresses. And if he starts to tick me off, I could bench him during the game. So I will have. And I really didn't think we really, to be honest, I don't really think we even need a cornerback. To be completely frank, I think our defense does well enough. We do really well against the pass, league wide. But I also get very tired of seeing guys run open down the middle of the field or towards the sideline. And I wouldn't mind, using some cap to maybe see if we can't shut that down and really have like a really great, generational defense if we could strive for that. But with that said, Horn, Banks, McCollum, Dotson, Priceluck to me is not with what we had is not a bad. We did not do bad, so it's not a high priority. It's more of like a spend some money here to see if we can make it better and play different players at starting position. I don't know. I'm getting a little artsy with it. Free safety, more Merrig regressed. He did not play well, in my opinion, uh, compared to his first season. And I'm getting kind of antsy to get a star safety to go alongside Ransom, who also didn't really play well, but I think he's still got time to see if he can't progress. Um, so I extended Reed to 1 year contract. Um, if he does not progress this offseason, then he's easy to cut. If he does, then I wouldn't mind resigning him. Same thing with Hicks. Don't I think what's his contract like? He might be a multi-year contract, but I think I did it. Yeah, so nothing too big, nothing too costly to where I can't still cut him if I had to. But um, if these guys are kind of, Jalen Reed's first man out, I think. These guys, I don't count this, they're more practice squad guys. So, didn't really see anything for agency, so I'll be looking at the draft to bring a challenger in because Merrig is on the trade block, and he could save us 15.7 million on his last year of his contract. So I'm excited to see if I can get a rookie and challenge Hicks and Reed to start alongside Ransom, and that may be exciting. I mean, to me at least, especially if they pan out and really start playing well. So, but someone who watches every game like I do, I don't think we're going to be missing much by giving any these young guys or potentially a rookie a chance over Merrick. I really don't think so. If it backfires, it backfires. But I'm telling you, I just don't think it's going to hurt us at all to see him go. All right. Let's see. Anything with strong safety? I mean, I'd love to see him progress and be my big nickel guy going forward. I could still force to play him. Maybe I will. Maybe, and you know what? I probably should. Probably convince myself right now, because currently, right now, I've got Tix as the big nickel because of his superior coverage abilities to Nomura. But maybe what I'll do is I'll just go into the season thinking Nomura is my big nickel guy, and if he pisses me off, which he doesn't usually, there's just every now, on occasion he'll let a tight end run away from him, or very, very, very rarely I saw him like get juked by a running back. So other than that, he was kind of fun to watch. So I think again, I was trying to do something to help the team get to the playoffs, and I took Jaden Hicks off of someone's practice squad because of his coverage abilities, and we were winning, but he also didn't really stand out to me, and maybe it's because he was covering his guy, so didn't really see him screw up. If I did, maybe there was one time, but I don't know. I definitely would be interested and that actually just reminds me of someone who I totally forgot was on free agency, but that's an interesting thought, and we'll go there. Kicker, he's going to be a Panther. Punter's a Panther, but I don't have any sixth or seventh round picks right now. But if trades open up and I can negotiate extra picks for guys that I might think could have a chance at improving our roster late in the draft, and I can get those picks in a trade, then I may bring in a punter and see. I mean, it's hard to improve on 95 and 90 kick power and accuracy, but you never know with these things, man. So, if we can get 95, 95, probably try putting Brett Thorson on the practice squad and go with the rookie. I Those are totally random numbers. If somehow I end up with a guy who's 95, 95, I'm not psychic, nor did I look at the ratings. So, um, yeah. Oh, now I'm nervous that there's a guy who's 95, 95. All right. With that said, I'll show you the targets we have. Now, it's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. With the targets I have right now, I have 39.1 million left. Here are the targets. Here's my big money guy. This is the cornerback I was talking about. He doesn't fit what I normally look for. He's only 5'11", 190, but is 82 overall. He's young. He's got some speed. I'd like to see a little bit more change of direction, but he was better than the other ones. And I just kind of wanted to spend some money in this free agency period at someone, and cornerback seemed to be a good fit who could be there to help stop those fucking passes that tear us apart sometimes. There's nothing like hurting on offense and wanting your defense to get you the ball back, and then they just drive down the field with passing the ball or running it. But if you hear me. Keon White targeted to add depth. He star player, fifth year defensive end, and has speed. So he's someone that I could potentially bring in to replace Wharton or Crumity. And I want to kind of get a little bit more pressure on our nickel packages if I can. So he was the best fit that I could see. And then look who's available. Now, full disclosure, okay? I didn't run all the tools that I showed you earlier in last off season, and which what I'm referring to is the clear cap space. So Mike Green was a free agent. So was Javon Walker or Jalen Walker, sorry. Um, Guys who were early draft picks. First, I think Mike Green was a day two for the Ravens. And so what I did was I user controlled the Falcons and the Ravens to re-sign these guys. I didn't think it fair that they were on last year's free agency period. And I learned my lesson that this year, that's why I ran the clear cap space so that players who were rookies weren't just going to get cut. So, but now there's no excuse. They let him go, probably for off the field concerns. Maybe he was in trouble in the locker room, but uh, I'm targeting him to be a backup. So I think it's realistic. I can't stop if the Ravens say, you know what, we're done. We have a good locker room place. We can bring him in, cultivate him, hold his hand, and see what he could do for us on game day. This is my target for to challenge Christensen at left tackle. I fully realize it may not happen, but he's young and a star rating. A lot of these times, yeah, all these guys except for Brissett have star ratings and are young, and a lot of these are just like kind of shots in the dark. Let's see, this guy. Actually, this guy's probably just a shot in the dark. Let me spend some money on it and see if I can't maybe improve the left tackle position for the future, for this season and the future. If he plays better or looks better and doesn't piss me off than what a rookie does, then great. If not, if all fails, and it's just salary cap space, and we're giving it our best shot. Because don't forget, we're also going to be looking to get the future replacement at right tackle too. All right. I decided not to re-sign Daniel Jones, and I've extended an offer to Jacoby Brissett, who I've always felt like never really got a shot in the NFL, like a true like you're in a good situation shot. I'm gonna need a backup if we trade Bryce, which is gonna be likely. So he's going to have to back up the quarterback. And what I did was the reason why I settled on Brissett, because basically what I did was I looked at the best options who were scheme fits and speed and mentor, which I don't think matters with this progression tool as opposed to the XP system. But it's kind of like, that was kind of just like what I guess leaned me towards him over others. The main thing, though, was the scheme fit. Again, I'm starting to think with slow sim, scheme fits help a player play better. Um, we require a field general, and Bryce is a field general, so I couldn't tell you why he struggled at times. But if you look back to the first season, Jack the Snack Plumber was more of a field general than anything, and he did well. Daniel Jones is, hold on, he's not a field general. What is he? Scrambler. So I'm starting to think that maybe that's why Daniel Jones didn't do as well as Jack Plummer did. Just starting to maybe see how things work here. Learning my lessons. So that's basically what settled me on Brissett was that I was looking for a fast guy, and I was starting to think, what if we go? Oh, by the way, oh shoot, I have some news to report to you guys. What if we go Justin Fields? Okay, as a backup. That was exciting idea to me. Anthony Richardson. If you've talked to me 2 years ago, I'd say yeah. 1 year ago, yeah. But no. Then Malik Willis. I was like, what? Let's. We signed Daniel Jones last offseason. We didn't sign Malik Willis. What if we go with him? And then I literally was thinking, maybe I just need to go with someone who's a scheme fit and has the mentor. I may take the fastest guy who's a scheme fit and mentor, just in case the mentor thing helps in the rookie quarterback's progression in the offseason. So, like I showed you that progression tool. It doesn't state anything about mentors, but people who create mods aren't the best at writing directions or explaining things that well. So there's always a chance that mentors do help. All right. So that's kind of how I settled on him. But here's some news to report. The Cardinals cut Kyler Murray. Looks like he regressed a lot. Obviously, you saw the Colts cut Richardson. The Rams did not re-sign Matthew Stafford. Jets let wait, is it no Titans let Will Levis go. Sorry, I was thinking of different. The last franchise I played, I was user controlling, and the Jets had signed Will Levis, and took the fucking team to the playoffs. Believe it or not, it was like up close to the top three performers at quarterback throughout the season. Anyhow, that was in an imaginary world. Um, there's a surprise in here. It's coming, and I ain't gonna stop it. There's nothing I can do. It's not my team. It's not my progression. It's you know. Let's just say the experiment. Hold on, where is it? Is over for one team that recently took a first round pick at quarterback. Michael Penix regressed enough to where the Falcons let go of Michael Penix, knowing that they're probably going to draft a quarterback in this upcoming draft. I think they picked number 2 overall. So the Michael Penix experience is over in Atlanta. I wish I see. That's why I took like a little snapshot of the progression regression is because I don't. Once you run that tool, it kind of window pops up and it doesn't. You have to close it. I wish there was something I could go back and kind of look at every team and be able to show you how much he regressed. But once you run the tool, like you kind of the only option is to like reload and load it, do it again. And when you're trying to just go through the steps here so you can get back and start your free agency period, that's the only thing. Now here's the next shocker. The Falcons had Caden Salter, number 0, backing up Michael Penix, who was injured for I don't know how much of the season, but I know it was long enough to where Salter got some reps in. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Look at his player card for Penix. Stats. 2006. I mean, dude, it didn't have the worst season. But I guess, the not for long league is harsh. So he had 2,300 yards, 10 TDs, 8 interceptions, 78.1 rating. And then if we go down to Salter, who I actually was debating on should he be a backup because he played against us pretty well. But again, he's not a scheme fit. So, player card, stats. So he had a crap. See, my memory sucks, but I'm pretty sure he had a better QB rating. So I think the fact that he got injured kind of hurt his development, and I think Atlanta knows that like, look, we I guess we can go take a look at their financials, but you know, just saying. I wanted to report the news. All right, I say we run with it. I guess let's see. Who can I show you here? I guess I'll show you the other options I had. Um, I briefly thought about a receiver, briefly, but it would probably only be Tyreek Hill, and not for I can't do it for 30.4 million. Um, and nobody else kind of really surprised me that much. There was no one at tight end that I really liked. I mean, maybe this guy, but 7.3 million a year, like if this guy was like wanting like 4 to 5, maybe. But let's see here. I was looking at. I was interested in break tackle, which he's close to the top, and trucking, which he's second on the list. Um, why is he not a? He's more of a vertical threat. That's why. Yeah, I think I really need to start getting used to this shit. The scheme fit shit. Um, I guess we could test it out. Okay, he will be he's gonna be a scheme fit when I move him to left tackle. He technically was a left tackle, but I was being a little fancy and was looking at his wants and needs, or what's it called, his interests, and he wanted to be top the depth chart, and he wasn't going to be when Moton's sitting there at left tackle. So I was like, okay, well, what if I move you to right tackle? And now he's not a scheme fit, and plus also it didn't really help his interest level, um, because I think when I edited the player, it changed what the mod had done. That's why. So his interest changed when I edited him to right tackle. All right. I think what were we in the middle of? So cornerback. This guy was tempting. I was looking for a splash. So it was kind of like I was looking at age and ability. I just felt like this guy at 22, at least 22 million, maybe 23 million a year, who I was I was kind of close to thinking about it hard. But then I think what kind of deterred me was I need to start playing the rookies more and seeing if they can succeed. And instead of going into this next season without having one to fall back on if the rookie pisses me off, then maybe I just need to get a guy who's not as expensive. So this guy's 7.29 million a year versus 22. He's going to be a backup. I'm paying him like a backup, but he can come in and start for us if needed. That's kind of like the options I was weighing. But I'm sure he's going to play well for whatever team signs him. I'm just not the biggest fan of signing guys who are 30 years old or above. And like, so let's see, maybe so we started, you know, we have a receiver, we have a tight end, left tackle. I have one guy targeted. Then I was looking for guys who had some speed but could play defensive end in a 3-4, who can kind of challenge Wharton for a roster spot and to be that NASCAR package in the nickel. And although I like a nose tackle, I'm not paying 24.7 million for it. Yeah, this defensive tackles cost a lot of money, so I didn't really see anyone I liked there, nor did I at right end. And I was looking through linebackers to see if anyone can transition to um, middle linebacker. I was also thinking about maybe trading again for a middle linebacker, but I don't know, man. I really do want someone to kind of be as just almost as good or just as good as Wallace, right alongside him. But as often as we go into dime packages, I don't know. I mean, it's gonna be fun. I just feel like I'm thinking. We go through next season, see if we can't find someone in the draft because we have guys who are under contract. And if I can find someone in the draft and if they pan out, great. If not, guess whose contract is going into last year of his contract? Peyton Wilson. So, granted, I guess there's nothing I can do if they resign him, but could always offer a trade. If I build my team well enough in the draft and valued free agents to where I can part with a high draft pick for a player that I think would be perfect for us, then I'll do that. And we'll see. But I think I'm gonna wait another year. Other players I'd really like to have on the Panthers, um, Tyler Warren and Cam Scatabo. So yeah, I think they'd be fun to watch. But again, Tyler Warren, I don't know, man. He'd have to truck some guys. If I've got a tight end that can truck some guys, break some tackles, yeah, that's fun. Same thing with running back. So, but I just didn't find it, and I can still do that. I can trade the guy. I have guys on a trading block, and maybe I don't know. Maybe should I? Would that be realistic to where, let's say, I give a Chuba Hubbard to New York for their backup running back, who's just 2 years into his rookie contract? I would think maybe after the third year, and so maybe Peyton Wilson could be an option. I think it would be. I think I would do it if it wasn't for his injury rating. So he's going into the last year of his contract. I think now's the time he could do it. So I mean, just I don't know. I'll have to look at the draft, see if anyone kind of excites me. I don't have to make a decision right now. I don't think I'm gonna get any trade. I think I'll look at that when I start getting trade offers. But yeah, like I said, I just I can't get excited about anyone here. I'm more excited just to keep going with what we have compared to these guys. And yeah, that's it. Nobody at free safety that I really liked, except for one, Nick Cross. Nick Cross kind of excites me, but you know what turned me off? His lack of change of direction ability. Nick Cross played really, really well for me in a franchise a couple years ago. Or maybe it was Madden 24. But I, so I do like him, but I just have a, I'm just leaning towards the guys we have are a rookie. Otherwise, if I didn't have our guys who I felt decently confident about being having potential, then and if I was just relying on a rookie that I may or may not get in the draft, then yeah, I'd be targeting Nick Cross. But right now, I feel like if we don't have a rookie that I could go after, then I really don't mind Hicks or Jalen Reed at free safety, and then like maybe like get a rookie as a backup. So they kind of fit more what I look for. But I guess to confirm, I guess I can go look at it. I mean, no, yeah, I do. Like I just, uh, I don't know. I just don't think it's worth the money. What was he going to cost us? 6.3 a year. I mean, mm, I'm wondering if I'm convincing. No, it's 8.3. Yeah, yeah. I don't think it's worth it. That's just my initial thoughts. So he's got 78, 70, 78, 80, 85. Mm, I don't know. But let me show you one other thing that I was, and I don't even remember what he would cost us. Yeah, Jeremy Chin. That's who I was kind of like, what if I put him at big nickel? But I think it'd be a different story if he was 25 years old. I don't know. I'm wondering, kind of like, oh no, because I think it, yeah, I think I'm thinking about it right now. I know I can find a safety in the draft, and if I'm gonna start the rookie over the veterans, and he doesn't play well, I don't mind putting in Hicks or Jalen Reed. So how bad could this hurt me if I don't go after him? Basically, they all three would have to fail. Rookie, Hicks, Jalen Reed, for me to be like, I should have done it. And then, here's the next thing. Yeah, this is kind of why I think I lean against it, because I do have guys at the corner position that should it were to if it were to get that bad at free safety, then I could move them to free safety, and that would just bump up the other guys that I have down on the fourth and fifth guys. You can bump them up a little bit, and then so that's where I think I would value a corner and a safety in the draft over signing this guy. It's tempting though. I mean, it is tempting. So, yeah. And when you have 39.1 million left on the cap, it is kind of tempting. I'm thinking, who would be my number one? My number one. So he's got four. No, it's gonna be a bidding war, man. See, like the guys I targeted, they're not. Oh, okay, so it's three. We're the top team, but everyone else, no one currently is showing any interest in them. So there might be a bidding war for this guy here. Yeah, and I think if I sign him, that leaves me with six corners. Yeah, I don't need the safety, man. If I put money into corner, I think we'll be fine at safety. So if I wasn't doing corner, then maybe, but nah, I'm comfortable with this. But this is exciting, man. Imagine getting Mike Green, improving the left tackle position, maybe even improving our nickel pass rush and ability to cover receivers. Okay, all right. I think we should run it. Let's roll. All right. Oh shoot, the Dolphins are in the lead now. Oh crap. Jared Alexander went to the Vikings. Damn it. What happened to my strong safety here? Nick Cross. Yeah, that's a thing. I guess. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards this guy. Wait a second. We're the top offer again? Don't you fuck with me, man. Now we're not the top offer. What happens if he doesn't sign with us? Do I increase the? Because I think I went up a little bit. Well, what's the contingency plan here? Okay. Riley Moss is our contingency plan. If he doesn't sign with us, I think he can make just as big of an impact as a backup come in. The rookies are pissing me off if Roger McCreary doesn't sign. Yeah. Because they'll the point is like I just don't like how much do I improve it by? Oh, let's look at it. What did I? Does it say? Where does it say what I offered him already? I know I went player friendly, and I think I increased the salary. Damn it! Can't remember. Oh, plus he's interested in our team, so yeah. What are his interests? Hold on a second. Let me go back one more time. Top the depth chart. Values financials. Okay. We'll go with it. We have a backup plan should he not sign with us. And what's this guy gonna cost? Riley Moss, 4.3 versus what? So almost half as much. Yeah, he could fuck off. Fuck off, man. Let's run with it. I'm see. I'm thinking that's more legit. Now the Niners are the highest bidder. Huh. 27 versus 27. They're both star. Oh, one's a scheme fit. All right, I'm gonna negotiate. I just don't remember what I gave him. I should write this shit down. All right, McCreary, you brought me to the negotiation table. I'm pretty sure I gave him at least this much, but I probably went closer. Let's just give you 6 million a year. Your expected value is 7.29 a year. This is gonna get you like what over 9 on average. I think we should do it. He's a scheme fit. I guess this is the excitement that is free agency, huh? Uh oh, I don't know. Is that going to be enough? And he has a high interest level in this. Hold on. So 4.8. I'm bumping it by more than 1 million. Yeah, let's go with it. Wait, did I lose anyone? No, right? Hold on. Did I lose anyone? So there's QB, offensive tackle, defensive end, outside linebacker. Okay, let's roll. Oh man, you guys aren't even fucking just. Wait, so does that say I'm not in the hunt now? I'm gonna negotiate one last time for you, man. Top offers, but not in the hunt. Vikings, Bills. Okay. Not in the fucking hunt. That hurts my feelings. Looking at scheme fits here. Hold on. Mike Jackson. Caleb Farley. All right. I'm going to spend some more money on him. These fucking guys with their negotiation tactics. Four years is the max I'm doing, bro. And I had it at 6. I'm going to go 6.8. Okay? That's my final offer. If this don't happen now, then I'm overspending as it is, more than I wanted to for your ass. But hey, to stop that pass game, to be there in case the rookies aren't doing it or the young guys aren't doing it, and the fact that I have some cap space and it's time to take the next level, And I didn't want to spend 20 million on Jared Alexander. All right, we're doing it. All right. Because I'm fine just going in what we have, but I'm just not fine with watching us get picked apart. So we're in the hunt now. Hold on. How many targets do we have? 5. Yeah. So I have what, quarterback, offensive line, defensive end, outside linebacker. Oh, and cornerback. Okay. All right, 5 guys. Fucking McCreary, man. Okay, we got mock draft number 5. So Tyreek Hill goes back to the Dolphins. It just felt like the perfect fit. Jackass. Oh man. Oh come on. No fucking way, bro. There's no way the Falcons just. No, what are they doing? Who did they sign? Did they sign Matthew Stafford? What? So interesting. Wow, you have quarterbacks going 5, 6, and 7. This kid right here, just on thinking about it, his. But see, he wouldn't be a fucking scheme fit, man. But just thinking about it, he's he's growing on me as a potential Panther. And of course, I'd have to potentially change the scheme fit or change the scheme. Sorry. Holy shit, Nico doesn't go to the 20th pick. What if I changed it? What if I traded back? If I like one of these two guys, I could certainly trade back. Trust me, I'm gonna have him in for a visit. Don't you worry about that. All right, let me see. This was a guy I was potentially thinking about in the late first round. And the other guys are mostly second round. This was a second round guy I think I had. Oh man. What if I traded back? Number 9? Bro. Okay. I thought he was late first rounder. Alright, whatever. I don't even know how legit this mock draft 5 is anymore. Because they do it before free agency even ends. Alright, let's go see who we got or didn't get or missed out on. One's off the board. We didn't fucking get McCreary, bro. Jags. The fucking Jags, man. How would you not? What'd they go with? Oh, it was the bonus. Alright. Whatever, man. Didn't want you anyways, you fuck. All of a sudden, teams are lining up for Riley Moss. Um, shit. Shit. Those suggestions are full of shit, man. All right, I don't know. Can't rewind time. So if I'm looking at scheme fits, hold on, let me. Ah, Nick Cross was the one guy that was signed on Strings. He's not even. Um, 17 teams. More than half the fucking league wants to sign his ass. All the top four fucking guys are all scheme fits. Mm. Here's the thing. For some reason, the scheme fits have a shitty fucking change of direction. So we got. Well, hold on a second. If he's just a. We'll see. See, now that we're getting down here in the 70s, like we need to be more up here to be able to start and actually, because if you're down 75, I mean, then dude, you're not really contributing much. Let's go look at what we have and see if their scheme fits. Again, this whole like I'm literally kind of like on the fly learning. Maybe the scheme like he did well. Come on, he's not a scheme fit. Okay, all right. Maybe I don't need to put too much stock into it. Let's go with Let me. Yeah, I should probably put more stock into what I think is good too. All right. So Riley Moss is 27, 91, 96, 95, 89. Yeah, he's gonna. I'm gonna target him. So McCreary went for what? So that would be 20, 27 million. Yeah. All right. We'll try to get Riley Moss. I'd like. Let's see. Just basically, it's the age compared to Jamil Dean. Yeah, it's pretty, and it's just the age for me. So let's go with Riley Moss. All right. So this is total 14 million. I think we're gonna have to get closer to like 20. Let's start with. Oh, see, that is 20. So he's expecting 4.34 per year. 2.9, 1.9. So let's double the salary. Let's go to. Damn, that's a lot of fucking money. It's a lot more than what he was asking for. So if I make it, so okay, probably closer to this amount right here. 3 years, 3 years, 13 million versus 3 years, 19.5 million, and that's not too long of a contract. I wonder if he could be a safety. Yeah, he could probably be a safety too. Let's go with it. Yeah, because 13 divided by 3 is what, 4.2 or something like that. 4.3 a year. We're giving him like over a million. Let's make the offer. And they're going at the corners. I'm in the hunt. And of course, they're just going down the list, bro. Oh, we got Riley Moss. Okay. He basically said, I want to go to a winner. But right now, we're not in the hunt for Keon White. And I may need to start thinking about if he's going to be worth it. I say we do it. Because here's the thing. If he could replace Wharton, which he wouldn't right away, but let's say, yeah, see, especially if I'm not going to, if I don't get a rookie, I want to improve that fucking defensive end position, man. I've got Brown and Benton, which I'm satisfied with in the 3-4. I just don't think Wharton did enough in the nickel packages. And I think he would save us over 10 million a year if we cut him. I wouldn't mind. Okay. All right. What do I need to do for this guy here? Let's see. Let's negotiate. Interest level is so-so. Um, let's go. Let's keep it at 2 years. But let's bump you up to 4.5 to 3 million. So that's a total of 15 million. That's over 5 million more per in total that you were looking for. It almost fills out the offer strength. What the hell happened? Why am I not the top offer anymore? What happened? Oh yeah, what did the Falcons do? None of these guys are signed. Oh, what the hell did I do? 15 million. Yeah. Values financials, league favorite, career win percentage. Continue. All right. And we're not a top offer. We got and Mike Green. Okay. We got Keon White and Mike Green and okay. We didn't get the number one cornerback on our list though. Now here comes the rest of them. Rasheed Walker. God, they always end up costing more than I think, man. God damn it. You know what I should have done? Should have moved fucking my left tackles to right tackle so he'd be more interested. Damn it. Gotta remember though, he's just a fucking dart. But I need to spend some money on darts here. Yep, especially since we don't know about Moten after this year. So let's go 3 years, sir. Let's try to make you a little happy here. Yeah, because right now you're at 12.2 for 2 years. Let's go there. Let's go give you 3 million. Let's give you 3.5 million. What do you say? What do you say to that, sir? Still not up there, huh? Oh, okay. Ooh, he did not like it. Where the fuck is he? Oh, you signed with the fucking trader. You're a fucking trader, bro. Oh, because they went huge on the contract. That's why. Oh, they could fuck right off. That's fucking. Eh. No, I guess it's not huge because. Hold on. No, it is. That's 13.64. It's like 7 million a year. Yeah, they went way more than I did. Okay. All's not lost, I don't think. Hold on. Oh, Braxton Jones got signed. God damn it. Um, okay, so why is he literally just because he's a little better at run blocking? You know what? I'm starting to think, fuck it. Maybe I won't sign one. I mean, Christensen didn't play bad for us. He's under contract, and I can focus on getting a rookie in because I have my starting offensive line set. All right, and backups would be Cade Mays at center or any of the guard spots. It's actually not a bad look there. And then I've got Kingston, also a backup to the guard, the interior three, and then Wyckoff. So I need a pass blocking backup, and I could find that in the draft. The only downside is this is one less dart throw. I wouldn't have minded a dart throw. Young guy here. Hold on, let's look. At Blake Fisher, it's just that he's technically not a scheme fit. So wait, hold on. What if I signed him as a dart throw? This kind of did the opposite of what I did with Moten. But he's also okay. Let me go down to this. Who's also a star rating? Giovanni El Hadi. Are there any star ratings here? Hold on. Oh man. Okay. What else? We got. This is a fucking something. This is glitched. 99 pass block. 67 overall. Oh, so let's keep it above 75. He's supposedly a future starter. Overall of 70, age 26, 3 year in the league. That might be a good dart throw. He could work too. At Conclave, so he's scheme fit. Oh, I don't care about the scheme fit. Well, oh, because I think he's more of a power guy. That's why. Well, shit. I should look at that. Yep, more of a power guy. Okay. But yeah, it wouldn't matter if I listen to right tackle play my left tackle. I was looking for pass blocking ability. Yeah, because this guy, yeah, he's more of a pass protector. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. But I guess I don't have to. Damn it. Get your mind straight. So where's he? Anton Harrison, 4 out Oklahoma. Agile and pass protector. This guy went for. God, I wish it broke down like what that means per year. Alright, first things first. Let's look for star rating with pass blocking. Alright, no one there. He's a guard, but Yeah, he's already signed too. I don't know, man. We may not have, we may have been too cheap according to these free agents. Guarantee you this kid's a fucking power guy. Yep. Again, shouldn't matter. We're just going for pass block ability. So where was he? Oh, look at Zavala. 72. Well, well, well. I think we may have lost a chance at a dart throw. I mean, at a decent dart throw, we can still get Fisher, for example, at 9.7 million a year. Let's go look at our backup guys. Might not be worth it. Taylor Moton, Brady Christensen, Caden Mays. Yeah, it's not worth it, dude. He's rated 81 pass block. 80. I'd rather play those guys, man. It's probably not worth the dart throw. Because these guys aren't star ratings either. Alright. Yeah. Alright, we're done with the tackles on there. I mean, I didn't get the guy I wanted. Damn, dude. Missed out on two of my guys. Didn't get the corner I wanted, but got a backup, which, could work out. I had 5 guys targeted, 2 guys out, 1 guy left. So we did improve D-line. Signed Mike Green. That's kind of exciting. You know. So let's go with it. Eval periods are all done. Gonna have to fast forward. Oh shit! You know what I didn't do in this video was go over the retirements. Nobody from the Panthers retired, by the way. But oh well. All right, still nobody else interested. We're the only ones, Jacoby. Just come be our backup. And we got him. Okay. Yep. Don't waste more time. The only one's not a scheme fit is Riley Moss. Which, what is he? What numbers are they wearing? Number 38. Got some pasty knees there, buddy. Because he's more of a zone guy as opposed to man to man. But, okay. Let's see their numbers. Keon White's number 91. Mike Green wearing number 45. And Brissett number 10, taking over Daniel Jones' number. I think we did okay. I mean, could have been worse. Could have spent a bunch of money that we didn't need to spend. Keon White, 74, 28 years old, versus Wharton. We could save 14 million by letting Wharton go if we need to. Right now, in the interest of getting to the Super Bowl, I would have to say that Carmody would be the man out, and but yeah, we'll decide that once we figure out what we can do in the draft. Okay. All right. I think that's gonna do it. Let me just check. Next up will be the NFL draft. I guess we could see who signed where. Hill goes back to the Dolphins after throwing a fucking temper tantrum for more money. J. Alexander to the Vikings. Kenny Moore to the Bills. Aziz Al Shahir to the Giants. Matthew Stafford goes to the Cardinals. Bourne to the Raiders. Connor to the Falcons. Jerry Chin joins the Chargers. Don't know who that is. Or him. Nick Cross goes to the Jets. McCreary, yeah. Vita Vea goes to the fucking Raiders, man. Uh, Daniil Hunter to the Falcons. I guess that was that James Pierce Jr. ain't working out, huh? Let's look at quarterbacks real quick. Who got signed? Stafford to the Cardinals, Sam Darnold to the Broncos, Anthony Richardson to the Jaguars, and I'm pretty sure the Falcons didn't sign anyone. Ooh, Salter goes to the Broncos. Man, they're loading up on in Denver over there. Will Howard to the Saints. I mean, dude, how many mid guys do they need over there? They got a fucking quarterback room of mids. Let's go take a look at our opponent's QB rooms. So we're sitting with Bryce Young, Jacoby Brissett right now, and we're gonna get a rookie. The Buccaneers, of course, have the 88 overall Baker Mayfield. He was in the 90s previously. Cardinals ended up with Matthew Stafford, Carson Beck, so they basically ended the Kyler Murray experiment. Falcons have nobody, right? Oh, Retzlaff, so he was practice squad guy. And then you have the Saints, who have Rattler, Shuck, Will Howard. Dude, they just love mid. They're gonna get a rookie though. So next season, you're gonna have three starting rookies in the NFC South, and then Baker Mayfield. And I mean, I wish I could say that it's just. I just don't trust Bryce. I can't pay Bryce what he's going to be asking for. And here's the thing. Let's just say he asks for like something totally affordable and he's playing well. I still don't mind having a rookie backup with Jacoby Brissett. I can make a roster spot available for that. I don't need to go into the season with 10 or 9 offensive linemen. I can go with 7 or 8. So, yeah, we'll see if he's asking what he's asking for. And if he's playing well, that's probably the best choice because I haven't gotten any trade offers yet. guess because I'm guessing when the trade block shows up, that's when offers start coming in. But he is on the trade block, so I don't think anything will happen until after the draft. Um, let's see. Who might we be looking at as Panthers in this draft? First round's going to be one of these quarterbacks. That's going to be our first pick. So let's just go look straight at them. It ain't going to be Rayola. It's Manning, Lagway, Maleava, Mendoza. I'm going to have him in for visits. I'm going to see who looks good. Second first round pick. Who are we looking at top 50 here? Who stood out to me? I'm scrolling through. This was one guy that kind of stood out to me. Obidegwu. I don't know if he'll be there when we pick again, and I'm not trading up. This is too early for a safety. This guy was intriguing to me, but he's 6'2", 205. He was only really intriguing to me as like a potential nickel or big nickel guy. So that's way too early for him. Like that would be such a luxury pick. I just can't imagine a 205-pound guy playing middle linebacker for us at all. This guy is interesting if I wanted to go wide receiver. I don't think I do though. But if I have the pick and it's either trade or take this guy, I might have to debate it. Because now we're getting to rank 24. This guy's interesting. Maybe. So it's like three guys. This guy's interesting. Seaton, left tackle. So normally I try to punt. If I have two first round picks, I try to punt the last one to the next year. But I'm thinking I need to inject some excitement into this team, man. Some youth, challenge positions. Last draft was build depth, and now I think I want to basically challenge depth, challenge starters, throw more darts at the board. Um, yeah. So I might be picking all. I maybe trade back to get more picks. To be honest, this guy's interesting for a defensive end. Who else did I find? This guy's a left tackle. Interesting. Another corner that's interesting. I'll have to reassess. I need to kind of, reassess after free agency and revalue different positions and players and availability in later in the draft too. Again, if I see cornerbacks that are looking good in the mid rounds, and I'll take guys like Rambo off the list and Robinson, but so yeah, that's there's some options there. So we had defensive end, offensive tackles, wide receiver, middle linebacker. Yeah. All right. I think that'll do it for this one. The next one will be the draft. So I need to kind of readjust my board. Um, I mean, it's not like looking pretty or anything, but obviously quarterback and we just went over the first round guys. Second round guys might be more of like a um, is that where we get a safety? Maybe there's a corner there or a tight end. Third or fourth might be looking at offensive tackle if we didn't see one in the earlier. Yeah. So yeah, QB, defensive end, offensive tackle, safety, tight ends. More darts for O line, and then I'm definitely looking at the fifth round a defensive tackle, the nose tackle, the only one that's there. And then late rounds you could be looking at middle linebacker or linebacker if we didn't get one, and any other just kind of like guys that look interesting to me. Um, there's a middle linebacker that's interesting, but if we get one, don't need to get him. He was an undrafted guy. He just, you know, fits that size. All right. That'll be it. I'm gonna end this right now, and then we'll next one will be the draft. Hopefully, I can get to it this weekend.